Hello, Team DPS. I'm your proud superintendent, Dr. Alex Marrero, and I'm joining you from one of our elementary schools. And we have been preparing all summer for this upcoming school year, and I wanted to take you on a journey of what those preparations are. But before I do, I want to look back at some of our notable moments from this past year.
All right, let your signatures be known forever and ever.
Today we were celebrating the beam signing ceremony, which is a commemorative celebration to acknowledge the hard work of the first stage of construction on our Reimagine Montbello project.
Today, we bear witness to the first stage of construction of our new Ceylon campus in this beautiful, ever-expanding far northeast. And yes, if you've read the paper in the last couple of months, we are encountering declining enrollment, but not here.
Since the inception of MLK, I know they have dreamed of having their own athletic facility, their own opportunities to compete at the highest level, and now today symbolizes dreams into reality.
Today we break ground on exciting renovations at our academic center, which is the first out of our 4 buildings purchased by DPS Denver Public Schools. We have a saying in DPS, we will get better at getting better. This here is a perfect example.
What we're doing today is trying to create dreams, create avenues for students who don't even know it yet.
We're so excited to have you all here today for the grand opening of the Gooder grocery store.
These hubs will help us focus on our student experience through strengthening the whole child supports. It also helps our system experience, back to those 3 layers of the DPS experience.
These community hubs, formerly known as FACE centers, are going to specifically support students and families with resources and make them available to them within the school community.
We wanted to create a space with all the students can express their own identity.
Today we are hosting our annual Dia de los Muertos event. We march in a procession to remember those that we've lost.
Being at DMLK has taught me so much about being an advocate for myself, learning to speak up when something's not right.
A lot of our staff and a lot of our principals have really embodied what it means to be Black for Black students and being able to support our Black students.
And I'm just so happy to be here with the rest of Denver Public Schools and the city of Denver to celebrate the life, legacy, and legend of Dr. King.
Tonight we are going to celebrate the Seal of Biliteracy program.
Women's History Month means to me empowerment. It means being bold.
The VEX Robotics is happening at several schools across the district. Bryant Webster is one of those schools. Today, we brought a STEAM activity to students at Barnum Elementary to help them get excited about the Artemis launch that's happening mid-November.
And I'm working with robots.
Here's your iPad, there's your robot.
How many scholarship figure are we speaking about?
We're at over $11 million in scholarships.
$11 million. Last year was our first year after the implementation of our strategic roadmap. And a friendly reminder, our roadmap spells out in detail how DPS is going to get better at getting better. Now, I promised I would share what some of those preparations were from this past summer. So come with me. I have a feeling if we peek through this classroom, we're going to see some of them in action.
Hi, Troy Garner, aka Mr. T, and I'm the Executive Director of the Planning, Design, and Construction team, and we are here today at Manual High School to talk about some projects that we have going on in the 2020 bond. We're seeing improvements all across this facility. We're seeing improvements to our center-based classroom. This past summer, the air conditioning has been charged and will be ready to operate when the school year begins. We're replacing the artificial multi-purpose field, as well as we have similar projects happening at George Washington and the Loretta Heights campus. And in addition to field replacements, we have air conditioning happening at 24 of our school sites. We have improvements in our school determined funds where our schools and their communities get to decide on the improvements that will best support our students, as well as mechanical improvements. one of the questions we always hear is, well, why do we wait till the summertime to get our construction projects going? These projects are known as 60-day wonders, where we've got to get in and get out. And so our goal is that when our students and our staffs return back at the beginning of the school year, that our construction crews are out of the building and that instruction is ready to begin. Because again, at Denver Public Schools, we want to make sure that every student is positioned to thrive. On behalf of Denver Public Schools, thank you, Denver voters, for supporting the 2020 bond. And for more information on our construction updates, please check out Our Word is Our Bond.
A lot of hard work this past summer, and just another great example on how we're improving the student experience. When our students have a great learning environment, they learn. It's as simple as that. Now, construction and air conditioning is not the only thing we've been working on this past summer to get ready for this upcoming school year. Let's open up this door and see what else we've been working on.
Hello, DPS families. We are so excited to start this school year. During the summer, our team at Community Hubs has been very busy and have worked really hard to really make sure that we have all the services ready to go for this new school year. Community Hubs are family resource centers located in every region of our school district, making sure that we are in centralized locations where we have wraparound supports, education supports for families. We see basic needs assistance, supporting families to pay their energy bill. We have ESL classes, computer classes, financial literacy, workforce development, supporting families to find jobs within our own school district. And obviously we do that by also providing childcare for families that otherwise they wouldn't be able to take opportunity of this. Being at a centralized location, we really eliminate those barriers for families that have transportation barriers and they're walking distance from home. This year, the exciting part of it is that all services are going to be provided in every community hub. Something that the community doesn't know is that our community hubs, we represent our communities and we speak various languages as well. This school year, we're also launching some technology translative devices to make sure that we are assisting any family despite what languages they speak.
Our community hubs have been one of my proudest moments as your superintendent. Being able to provide our families with more services that complement the education our students receive is the connecting factor that helps support the system experience for our students. Now, I want to take the opportunity to address what has been on many of our minds, and that's safety and security. We have made strides in our security team, in our security efforts and our plan, most recently as detailed in our long-term operational safety plan. You can tell that we take safety very seriously. Let's pop into this classroom and see how our Department of Climate and Safety prepares for this upcoming school year, but also what they have in store for us.
Hello students, family, and staff of Denver Public Schools, and welcome to the 23-24 school year. My name is Greg Cazell, and I am the Chief of the Department of Climate and Safety. I am new to DPS, and like many of you, I'm just excited for the school year ahead of us. Right now, I'd like to introduce you to Lisa Worley, Lieutenant of Operations in the Security Department, to tell you a little bit more about our department and what we do to keep students safe.
Hi, my name is Lisa Worley. I'm a lieutenant for the Department of Safety. I've been with the district since 1999. So this is our dispatch center. Typically, during the school hours, we'll have 2 dispatchers and a supervisor in here at any time. These dispatch centers are very important to our operations and keeping the kids safe. We have the ability with these screens to control all the radios for the district. So every officer that's out in the field has the ability to key up on the radio. We also have the ability to speak directly with Denver Police if we need assistance from them. The thing that has been a game changer for us is the ability to secure and lock down the buildings with the touch of a button. Each district we have a button for, they can click on it and it shows every school in that district. And if we have an emergency taking place, or if we get information that there's a reason we need to secure or lock down that perimeter, we just push a button and then that building will be locked down and an announcement will be made. We don't notify parents and staff immediately when this happens because our main priority is to make sure everybody's safe in that building. So once we're safe, we know we have everything done that we need to do, that's when we start making notifications. We have the secured perimeter, which is where we lock the exterior doors, nobody goes in or out. If we lock down your building, that means there's a threat inside. Trying to reduce the amount of students that threat has access to. So we're locking down, all the kids are out of sight, hiding under a safe area away from the doors and the windows. Safety is everybody's responsibility. It's important that the staff in the school take ownership of safety. It's important that the community takes ownership of safety and the kids take ownership, the parents. Everybody, we need everybody to focus on safety with the kids.
Hello DPS families. My name is Bill Good and I'm the Chief Communications Officer for Denver Public Schools. As Lieutenant Worley mentioned, communications plays a critical role during a safety incident. Our communications department stays busy during the summer to make sure families are informed with the latest information and updates for the upcoming school year. During a safety incident, our communications team shifts their daily roles and enacts what we call a Joint Information Center, or JIC. Here we have individual roles to make sure that families affected by the safety incident are aware. At DPS, we have 4 safety incident designations: lockdown, secure perimeter, evacuation, and shelter in place. During safety incidents, our role is to inform the affected school community. During a lockdown, our most serious safety position, we work with the Department of Safety to share information through text message and emails to parents. So please make sure that your contact information is up to date. During these incidents, we use social media platforms to inform the entire community. So please be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. Through community feedback we received in our DPS surveys, we were asked why families are not notified instantly during a safety incident. Our safety team's first objective is to make sure our students are safe. And before we can share any information, it's imperative that we make sure it is accurate. For this reason, your child might communicate with you before we do. However, their information may not always be correct. DPS takes student safety very seriously, and we take communications just as seriously. So please make sure that you sign up with your school to get the most updated information and follow us on social media for updates, including all of the teachers and student stories that make our district a great place to thrive.
I want to take this opportunity to thank all of our climate and safety personnel, of course, for their contribution for our plan, but for our general safety here at DPS. And remember, it takes all of us to maintain our safety. One of our most treasured successes this past year has to do around sustainability. We are leading the effort. We are by far the leading district across the nation, and I would say in the entire world, in our efforts, from the grass top to the grassroots. And you know what I mean in a moment. But right now, let's speak about the grassroots. Come with me as you see the 1.7 tons of produce we produced this past year.
My name is Leanne Kittle. I am the Director of Sustainability for Denver Public Schools. Almost 3 years ago now, we had 30 students at 8 different schools come together and propose a climate action policy. It passed April of last year. In response to that, our team developed a climate action plan with many stakeholders across DPS, as well as community members and content experts. But last year we did have a regional award where the EPA came out to celebrate their success with passing the policy, working with our Board of Education. This past year, DPS Students for Climate Action received the Presidential Environmental Youth Award and are actually going this summer to Washington, D.C. to accept that award.
You are the leaders in this climate movement.
We hosted the Vice President of the United States of America. She came to highlight Denver Public Schools for our efforts in climate action and really uplift the students' voice because of the student engagement that we have here at DPS. So the work that we're doing this summer is really going to help our students thrive. We have been working with the DPS Students for Climate Action over the summer, as well as the City and County of Denver, on the grant that is going to allow us to give mini grants to schools through a Climate Champions program. So our intent this coming year are twofold. One, to really engage students, really get into the classrooms, get into the schools to really talk to the sustainability clubs and help them see how they fit into this climate action plan and continue to uplift the students' voice. The other piece is working on our climate action plan implementation. So we have the plan, but now we have to implement it. So we've received funds from the City and County of Denver to do solar shades. About 300 and $50,000 roughly that we've received. And we have $2.5 million more that's out there that we can do to implement more solar shades with our outdoor classrooms. We also are doing, with Planning Design Construction, a solar canopy at Northeast Early College. Some of the energy that's produced at that school will go to families in need. DPS families will receive energy credits. And so we're working with our FACE team to get subscribers within that. This summer we applied for grants to receive more electric buses. We also have done many projects like 46 sites with solar, so through an energy performance contract, we've done additional solar on our roofs. We have done direct digital controls to upgrade our control system so that we can have better comfort and more efficient buildings. Part of our climate action plan is to reduce the amount of tomatoes that we are purchasing. And so by growing those in-house, we're really reducing our carbon footprint by having tomatoes, which is a very large part of Enterprise Management's cafeteria food. It really reduces the amount of carbon emissions on how we source those tomatoes. So the greenhouse, which is awesome and a phenomenal project, it supports the climate action plan, but it is managed by the Enterprise Management Group. So the bottom line is that sustainability really does take a village. So here at DPS, we're incredibly collaborative across divisions, across departments, and it takes even just one project, multiple people to be involved for that to be successful. And we engage our students along the way.
And as you all saw, our grassroots efforts, that was our Glenbrook greenhouse in Southwest Denver, producing tremendous amount of produce. Can't wait to distribute it across our ecosystem. I mentioned earlier our grass top approach, and I want to say the grass top really means Washington, D.C., our White House, in terms of the recognition, accolades, and our award-winning students who have led the charge, and our blue chip sustainability team who has been highlighted. I want to thank Vice President Harris for putting attention where it matters here at DPS for the work that we're doing around sustainability. I want to thank her for her dialogue, not only with me, but the deep dialogue and praise she gave our students when she visited towards the end of last year. And as we just saw, DPS does a tremendous amount of work over the summer to ensure that every student is set up for success. Student experience, adult experience, system experience make up the DPS experience. Many thanks to all for this past summer to ensure that every learner, student, adult, all of us thrive. I want to wish you a great start to this upcoming school year. This has been your proud superintendent, Dr. Alex Marrero, but before I go, I have some young scholars who have a message for you.